here I'm just going to talk about these lever lock connectors. I really like these things. I'm not going to lie. I use some of these to do wiring in my house whenever I was putting in a bunch of smart switches in the house. And I also will use these for in the car. Now, this size here in particular is good for 24 gauge all the way up to 12 gauge wires. And how they work is you will strip the wire back some, not quite this far. I stripped this back for a different thing where I was bench testing my starter. But you will take your wire and you will put it in, which actually that is far enough for this one. You'll put it in and you just lock that down and it grips the wire, gets a nice solid connection on there. And then say you have 3 different things. So like you cut this wire because it's a power wire, and it's running to an object. So pretend this is your power wire because I just have this here. So you have that in there. That's your one feeding the power in. This is going to the object you originally had power to, and then you just needed to tap in for something. Say you're hooking up some LED lights or something in your car, or gauges, something that needs power of the same voltage and amps of that you're already running to your other device, and you just want to tap into it. Well, then you go ahead and put that one in the middle spot here. Boom. Now all 3 of them have power. I don't know that they say that you have to, but I like to duct tape, or not duct tape, but black tape mine. Put the electrical tape on it. Just, I don't know, peace of mind, I guess, in case it would be a slight loose connection. And something would spark, but I've never had that issue. It's just one of those peace of mind things. Like, I'm actually putting a good bit of pressure on there before that thing comes out. Like, I actually have to really pull on those to get them to come out. So under normal use of it just sitting underneath the dash, that's never going to rattle loose. So that's this style here. That's your traditional 3-part. Now I found these ones here seems to will fit more applications. So if you already have a part coming from point A to point B, most of the time that's going to be in a line. So now you would just connect them down just the same way. Now it's in a line. So now you have your your part that you're tapping into. Chances are that, it's not always going to be 3 in a row, because then you got to kind of twist the wire around. So this is kind of nice that if you got a power coming in like this, then you have all 3 there. Me personally, I'd like to see a Y shape where 1 comes in and then you have either a Y or just 2 on one side and 1 in the middle. They might make those. I just didn't happen to see any right now. These ones here I did get off Temu, and they're pretty cheap on Temu, to be honest. But they seem pretty good quality. The ones that I have hooked up in my car work perfectly fine. I've not had any issues with it. But this here is another style for the tapping into the line. This here, so if you happen to you're running a line through an area that's difficult to get through, but you never know, you may need to disconnect that power source for some reason, so you don't have to remove the whole line from, say, the front of the car all the way to the back, and you just want some place you can disconnect if you have to. That's where something like this comes into play. It's really nice. So you can just put this in here, same thing. You just cut the line, put that in, and then if you ever need to in the future, you can just pull off your black tape. At least I put the black tape there. It helps insulate it, and if there would ever be sparks, it's rubber, so it keeps anything from shorting out, causing fires. So then you can just pop that up, disconnect, nice and easy. I really like these lever locks. They seem to hold in pretty well. They got a really nice, strong snaps and springs. I will put the link in the description for these exact ones that I have, that I got off of Temu. I could definitely recommend these. And like I said, I use them for a car, and I have used other ones in my house. Now, the ones that I used in my house before I started using Temu, I got those from Home Depot. I can't remember the name, but they are like a name brand from Home Depot that have really good reviews. So you can always look into that. But these ones here are from Temu, and they really seem to do really well. As you can hear that snap, so that means that spring's pretty strong in there.